Welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome to the hair experience. One of the most common questions I get asked. Let's talk about it. Still there. All right, guys, as you can see from the name of the video, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the hair experience. I'm Curtis, your guide to get hair back on your head. No pesky pills, no surgeries, no nothing like that. If you don't like it, throw it away. If you love it, keep it. It's just that simple. Hit that thumbs up button if you like my content. Also hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me if I help you. HairByMHE.com has got a lot of the tutorials, information, ebooks, etc. HairByMHE.com, both the same thing, just kind of separated to keep it easier. That's where you can get your hair replacement supplies and things like that. Use that coupon code MHE20 to get 20% off of your hair unit. That saves you 60 bucks, guys. Big savings. On to it, Curtis. It's not the biggest question that I get asked, but it's one of the biggest questions I get asked. Why don't you just get a transplant? It's a very logical question. It's a very good question. It's a very long-winded answered question for me personally. We're gonna get into it though. I had to write everything down. I usually go improv with this, but I had to write down my key points because it's so important to me. First, I'm gonna try to make this as short as I can, and as simple as possible. I don't think my hair is done falling out. I'm 40. My hair started falling out when I feel like I'm in an interview room. Being interviewed by people. My hair started falling out when I was early in my 20s. I'm 40 now, and it's progressively getting worse and worse. It doesn't seem to have stopped or have given up. So I don't want to get a transplant. In a perfect world, if everything worked perfect, I had this big, beautiful head of hair, and then all of a sudden the rest of the stuff started working its way down, and then I had this gap because my hair wasn't done falling out. Good point, right? That's what I thought. Next, I don't want to take medications like finasteride and things like that. I do know that the donor hair from the back and side of your head is much more resistant to DHT, but it is not 100% resistant to DHT. So when you transplant that hair, it's a possibility the DHT is going to take a ride on that follicle and take it out too. I am no physician, I am no doctor. This is just based on me reading, videos I've watched, etc. I just don't want to be on pills. That's a huge deal. I could have a big banging beautiful head of hair, but I don't want to be on pills. The next thing is surgery. It's surgery, guys. It is. At the end of the day, it is an elective surgery that you're doing. I'm concerned with infection. I'm concerned with after effects of a surgery and things like that. If you get an infection on your head or your scalp, which is so highly unlikely if you do your hygiene the way you should and listen to your doctor, you're not going to run into this. I need to backtrack a little bit too. Guys, this is 1000% not a deterrent for you guys to go get hair replacement. I am not bashing hair replacement, hair transplants. This is not telling you guys don't go get a hair transplant. I'm not bashing the hair transplant industry, physicians. They're super intelligent people. I'm not bashing that, not one bit. Please don't confuse it. I don't want that to happen. This is just my opinion on why I don't want to do something. Wow. When you can't read your own handwriting, how cool is that? Oh my God. Okay, it might ruin the hair that I have. My back and side hair on my heads, heads is not plural, heads is a word, head, is not really that thick. It's not that thick. My hair's already fine anyways. It's like baby fine hair, which means to me that it's a pretty weak follicle to start with. I was just born with baby fine hair, that's it. But I don't want to ruin what I have, and if I like to do a no guard or something like that, or a number 1 fade, I don't want to see any kind of transplant scars, no dots on the back of my head, no strip. I don't want to see any of that. Doesn't happen with everyone. It does happen to some people, but I don't want to be the guy that it happens to. There's just a risk there for me that I don't want to venture to check. You know what I mean? Next, I've seen so many transplant jobs either botched or have gone bad. Now, I'm not saying that this doctor does a great job, that doctor does a terrible job. Doctors, if you're watching me, I have never said that someone is bad at something. I've never said someone is good at something. I am just making a general statement on my thoughts on what I see. I've met guys who have had multiple transplant surgeries and they were not good. I have met guys who have had one transplant surgery and they were great. Don't know what they looked like before because I didn't know them before. I'm just talking about this one person that I know. It looks great. I don't know how bad he was before. Maybe he just had some, he told me, yeah, it was a little thin. Well, a little thin, I have a lot of no thin. It's just gone. I'm not willing to take the risk to have these little sparse looking hairs on top of my head and for it to look, to me, silly. I'm just not going to have that happen. The biggest thing, to my last point in this video, the biggest thing, and I've talked about this in other videos before, there is no guarantee of results. That says it all by itself. I really don't have to explain anything. What I do know, and I pay this, I get this. I pay that, I get this. I am a tangible person when it comes to someone exchanging money. So when you tell me, Curtis, it cost you $10,000 to do this, and this is your result, kind of like a breast augmentation, for instance. As long as medically everything goes okay, they do that. They do that photo thing where they actually kind of render it for you to see what those breasts are going to look like in a female. So you kind of know what you're paying for. You're getting that product. It's going to be similar, but you're going to get the product they're selling you. There's no for sure here. You could have a doctor, and with all due respect to you doctors, I can't repeat myself enough. You guys are trained physicians in your field, and you're very good at what you do. When a doctor tells you that results may vary, it's really, to me, giving them the door of that this could not turn out the way you want. This could not be all this luscious hair that you want and you're paying for. And it's kind of like, one size fits all. No, it doesn't. It's not that way. That's the biggest thing for me. And I've said this in other videos before. If you told me, Curtis, you spend $15,000, you have a head of hair like you did when, the head of hair you want. This head of hair, this one. If you spent 15 grand, do it and it'll look like this. Yes, I've said it 1,000 times before. I would totally do it as long as I didn't have to take any pills and infection wasn't a possibility. I'd probably even take the infection risk, to be honest, from surgery, but I will refuse to take pills. I will refuse to do topical creams that are like a finasteride topical product. I would refuse to do all of that. To get this 15 grand, sit down, you're done. Yes, I would do it. And I've told you guys 1,000 times that. That 1,000 times. So that's just me personally. That's me inside, guys. You're hearing Curtis. Me telling you, why don't I just go get a hair transplant? Maybe one day when the medical field has progressed a little further or the FDA passes some things that they've been working on, maybe that day will come. Maybe this will be a product that will be put out of business. That's totally fine with me, guys. Totally fine with me. But until we get there, this is my answer to that question. I can get this hair that I have for a little bit of money, multiple times obviously, with a little bit of money, and get a for sure result that you're seeing come out of the package for that money that you're spending. That's what I got today, guys. It's just my personal information that I'm giving to you guys because I felt it was important, because I get asked the question all the time. You guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for the subscribers. Thank you so much for watching my content. Thank you so much for your business. You have no idea. It means the world to my family. That's what I got today, guys. Have a great weekend. Do something fun. We'll see you in a couple of days.